Okay. Um, I had to re-record this video because I made an error. So we're at step 4 here. Now, this is Core FTP. This is an FTP client. You may have used them. I was uploading files earlier through cPanel, but you can use this as well. And for this task, you will need to use it. It's free software. It's described in the Intelli course. You should definitely have this. So on the left-hand side, we see WordPress 321.zip, and that is something we've downloaded in step 1 and unzipped here into this folder. Now you want to take all of these. I did Control A to select all there, and drag it onto the right-hand side into public underscore HTML or into your main directory. If you drag it into a subdirectory, WordPress will only be found in that subdirectory. You want to be careful here because it will overwrite things, and if you have index.php or some kind of squeeze page, this is going to overrule that, which is why, amongst other reasons, I called my squeeze page index offer.htm, because I knew that would be coming to this. So just keep that in mind. So that's done. I did that, and it took a good half hour for all of these files to go across. You can thank my USB dongle internet for that. And then we're going ahead to step 5. Run the install script. Now you'll remember we skipped step 3. Just keep that in mind. And there's a reason for that, because I think it's excessive. So we copy this little bit of text here and visit johnandrewcameron.com/wp-admin/install.php. Now we visit that and we get an error. There doesn't seem to be. I was already on the page there. If you see what I've done, I just re-entered the same address. There doesn't seem to be a wp-config.php file. Just a file that is necessary. And then right below it, it offers to create a configuration file. I don't see why it wouldn't do that as a matter of course. I don't see why it needs to tell you you've made a mistake and then tells you exactly how to fix it with one click. It should just take you. But that's just my opinion. Don't get scared when you see this. If we did step 3, you wouldn't see that, but you'd have a lot more work for you and a lot more kind of getting your hands dirty, sorting things out. Now here it's asking for database name, username, password, host, all that good stuff we came up with earlier, and I took a note of it, and you should have as well. So we click on let's go at the bottom. Now here's what I did with the last video. I entered my password and it's not hidden, and I use that password for a lot of things, so we're going to ignore that for now. Right. So screenwriting was the name of the database, if you remember. Screen was the username. I kind of had a prefix. Database host, local host, we've got that. You're going to have to fill this out with these details, and unfortunately I'm going to have to pause the video because I'm going to be using my own password for this. So we need to pause, enter these details, hit submit, and I'll see you on the other side. We're back, and it says, alright Sparky, you've made it through this part of the installation. WordPress can now communicate with your database. If you're ready, time now to run the install. Again, I don't see why it wouldn't do that automatically. Okay, now we're getting to the juice. Okay, the important stuff. That was my phone. Site title. This kind of stuff, it does matter. I'm just going to call it John Andrew Cameron right now. You can come back to this. Just leave it as admin for your username. There we go. So this password field is covered. You're going to need these details. The database details, in all honesty, don't get rid of them, but you can forget about those now. But you will need these every time you want to add something to your website, some content. you'll need these. I say run with admin as a username. Just use a password. Put a working email address in here. You can see that I have 2. Allow your site to appear in search engines. Well, of course we want that. And then at the bottom, install WordPress. How are we doing for time? Yeah, fine for time. And it will success. Were you expecting more steps? Sorry to disappoint, it says. Log in. Okay. See this address up the top? You want to be memorizing this, because this is every time you want to change your website, you will need to visit this address. So add that to your bookmarks or whatever. And your username and password are what you just entered. Remember me, log in. Just checking my bandwidth there. Here we go. Well, this is WordPress. Okay. This is the name of your website. You can click on this to visit your website. So let's do that. Oh, now I'll tell you what's happening here. I have an index.html file which overrules WordPress. So I'm just going to call it index2.html. You see what I've done there? I've changed it in the core FTP. Now let's try again. Refresh this. And with any luck, there we go. WordPress. And you can see just another WordPress site. And that is because this is the bare bones kind of template. Now, before I even get into how this works or how you do anything here, I'm going to say that this template, the content you write, this is the great power of WordPress. The content you write is always distinct from the layout. So that means you can change the layout of the entire site at a click without going through every individual page and changing things. Your content is separate. Your WordPress theme merely shows text and pictures, and your theme will dictate the font and everything else without that being ingrained in your content. So if you had 100 page website and you wanted to change the, let's say this ocean banner, let's say that was the real deal, and you wanted to change this, you'd have to change it 100 times. With WordPress, you change it once, because the WordPress itself is kind of like a wrapper, and you have to provide the content. And once you've made the wrapper look as you wish, you've customized it, got rid of this ridiculous massive image and changed a few things, which I'll do, then you can churn out content and watch the traffic go through the roof, because search engines love content. So this is the shell for all your great niche content. Right. Ignore everything else here. Hello world. Welcome to WordPress. This is your first post. Edit or delete it, then start blogging. You can see a link here that says edit post. Your visitors will not be able to see this. Up the top you see a kind of grey bar here, and this is because you're viewing your website from a kind of I'm the creator kind of point of view. It's because you're logged into the dashboard, so you can make changes on the site as you're visiting it. Visitors will not see this grey bar, so if I were to log out here, it would disappear. Now this is not made clear. This isn't made clear. A page is distinct from a post in WordPress, okay? Hello world, welcome to WordPress. This is your first post. If I click on the title there, it will take me to the post with a comment, right? I'm going to just quickly, we'll slow things down, but I just need to hammer home this this distinction between posts and pages, I'm just going to see hello world there. Create a new post, testing, and inside the post, just to show, full stop, publish on the right hand side. Okay, that's there. Now if I go back to the home, so that's where we started, testing, hello world. If you use Twitter, there's no word limit, but if you use Twitter and things kind of come up, or the wall on Facebook, well, posts are kind of like that. It's kind of like a status update or a tweet. It's kind of a diary kind of format. It's news, or even an article, some content would be a post. A page is kind of more permanent. Like you would have an about page, not a post. You don't want that to kind of sync. You want that to always be. Here it says, this is an example page. It's different because from a blog post because it will stay in one place and will show up in your site navigation in most themes. This thing with the ocean here, this whole look, is called a WordPress theme, and not all of them will necessarily have a grey bar here. In which case you won't be able to get to these links. Sometimes the page links will be at the side. All of this is dictated by the theme, which I called a wrapper, an appearance of the site. So you understand that a page is a more permanent thing. Your content, if you're updating regularly, you're going to be doing it as posts. Okay? So let's just have a look at the time. Okay, we're 12 minutes in. I'll see you in the next video. We're going to break this down very, very, very quickly and show you how to pad this out and get a great content site built.